Look what I brought you. I brought you some ketchup and some pepper packets.
Thank you.
Try not to get any crumbs on you. Oops.
Oh.
I should have just took a picture of you doing that. That's my second dinner of the night. We had Meet the Teacher night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Come
There
on.
you
Well, after we want to go get smash burger, right?
Okay.
Are you recording? Okay, don't tell me. So we're going to get smash.
Why are you asking?
I don't know. I always ask. So we're getting smash burger, and then
Love smash burger.
we get a message from the babysitter.
Mm-hmm.
Joey's having a meltdown.
Uh-oh. Oh, wait. Oh, it was the three of you.
No, it was just parents and teachers.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I'll save this for the podcast.
No, it's okay.
So Stephanie ended up getting Wendy's, which sucks.
Wendy's isn't that bad.
No,
No, you don't like it?
not when we're supposed to get smash burger.
Yeah. That's true.
No.
I'm listening.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because I'll show this to you in a
Hey,
moment.
everybody, it's me.
Wait a minute. What? This is not working the way I wanted it to. Nope. Who the hell is it?
Don't forget, we need to take pictures tonight.
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing?
I wanted to show you this, but now I can't get it to work.
You mean this?
Yeah. Oh, God, I'm so fat.
Yeah, I took a couple pictures of you.
That's not cool. Please do not post those.
Oh, going on the Better Half podcast.
No, please. I really don't. I do not like the way that looks.
I'll just crop out your body and leave your head.
That works. I was trying to show you the world of VR porn, but it's not working.
On a Simpsons thing?
Well, the Simpsons thing was free. This is when the Simpsons had an opening that was in virtual reality.
Virtual reality porn.
Oh, it is amazing.
This is the next level of porn.
It is
when I was a young
phenomenal.
lad, when I was a young lad in grade school, I had to go search in the woods for porn. You used to have to actually,
because you just kind of do that. You look around with it. And, whoa, hey, all right. You know what I mean? You look down.
Oh, yeah.
Ho.
So is this too far? I'm gonna have to do it like
You're
this.
good.
Is that okay?
You could pull it in.
That's what she said.
Ho.
Hi-yo.
Just
By the way, I was listening to the episode of
the other piece.
The Retro Gamers.
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
The Retro Gamers when we went to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't know you did a two-parter there. The first part was with Anthony in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
And then the second part was me and Verdi in Buffalo Wild Wings. That was interesting. I do notice you do the Ed McMahon thing a lot.
What do you mean?
Hey-o!
I do. No,
I hate
did.
that.
Yeah.
I hate that.
No, you're not a fan of that?
No.
Why?
And the how dare you, sir?
Well, that I got from the podcast I listen to.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know what you get. I know what you get things from. I know everything.
What?
You have a lot of catchphrases.
I'm a catchphrase kind of guy.
Okay. Are we ready to start this? Because I'm fucking. I got.
Thank you for downloading yet the new episode.
Wait, I thought I was doing the intro.
You've done the intro the last couple weeks.
Whatever. All right, you could do it. Go ahead. Keep that in. Go ahead.
Welcome to the Better Half. Thank you for downloading the new show and new episode.
Episode number.
I don't even know what we're up to anymore.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Really, honestly, she was so close to him, and that bullet just went the wrong way.
Yet she's gonna outlive every single one of them.
Honestly, it's like, yeah.
Oh, please don't. Please.
You know, that's her music, her singing.
I really hope
then her
she gets,
goofy son.
I really hope she gets hit by a mountain. Is that possible? If a mountain would collapse, a volcano. I'd like for her to get full.
Imagine that. Death by volcano.
In the face by volcano.
In the face.
With her giant sunglasses. Ugh, I hate that woman. For you kids out there, we're talking about Yoko Ono
Look her up, trust me.
and our friend from Poland.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I actually learned a little phrase in Poland.
Did you?
Polish
Did
to I fit right in.
Polakia.
Polakia. Pierogi.
Nope. I don't know if that's much of a phrase as much as it's a food.
Pierogi.
So, Larry on this side, the single side.
Frank, the happily married guy on this side.
Happily married? You gave me a wink there when you said happily. No, I'm kidding. He did not wink at me.
No, I'm
For the
very
record,
happy.
he did not wink at me.
Well, it's been a rough day.
Listen, you can't. If you're making everyone happy, you're doing something wrong.
But I'm miserable. I'm miserable. No. What's up, everybody? I'm here in full force, and we're in the
man cave
the
here.
Shagatorium.
I wish.
Yeah, so do I.
Well, it would be a much better show.
How you doing? What's been going on?
Nothing much. I've just been kind of. Well, actually, I cleared out a lot of stuff.
Your toys?
In all my collections. So a lot, but I did start putting some
Toys.
more stuff up on the back there. If you can see the two belts now
My neck's not going to go
that are
far.
now.
Oh yeah, is that the
displayed.
belt that you got abused by the kid?
The red one. That's called the Fruit Loop belt. So.
Well, that it was
'Cause
a
it looks like a
10-year-old
Fruit Loop.
10-year-old kid.
Yep, I was ready to slap the shit out of him.
You weren't ready to slap any children.
Oh, I would. What are you kidding me? In a heartbeat.
That was good. That wasn't even a sound effect. That was his actual hand.
That was me. If it's my kid, I have. Do you have a problem with other people disciplining your kids?
Well-
Hold on. Let me rephrase that. Like
Now, if they want to get their ass kicked later, but
yeah, like yelling at them.
I would say it has to depend on the situation. I don't think. I think I would rather have someone come to me first, as the parent, obviously.
Yeah.
I actually got recently accused of hitting someone else's child.
Really?
Yes, but due to a lawsuit, I can't talk.
We're not allowed to divulge that one.
No.
That will be off the air. Okay.
But that was completely false. It was a complete I didn't.
Wow.
Yeah, I never touched a little
Wow.
prick. But well, see, here's the deal. Like my street where I live now, we're very old school, and I always say it's like old school Brooklyn Street, where if you did something, you had 20 sets of parents who would slap you upside the head and tell you to go home.
Mm-hmm.
So not only would you get a beating from your mother, you'd get a beating from the neighbors, the bus driver,
Everybody.
the greengrocer, everyone.
Everybody.
Everyone.
So
Excuse me,
yeah.
and their mother. So in that regard, that's the street I live on now. So I've never had to yell at anyone's kids.
Well, that's good.
But I've had to tell kids, hey, slow your roll.
That's fine.
But if someone yelled at my kids, I don't know. It's never happened, so I don't know how I'd react. But if my kid was being a real dick, and my son both my kids could be real dicks at times. Any kid could be a real dick. And if I'm not around, I think that's a tough one. I don't know.
I feel like the only
if you lay your hand on my kid, you're dead.
I'm not talking. No, that's
you're
right.
They're gonna find you somewhere underneath the foundation.
You're exactly right. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about I feel like I'm a firm believer in like disciplining, like hitting a child. Now, hold on. Let me rephrase that.
Larry.
Let me rephrase that.
Larry,
let me rephrase.
it's not your fault.
Let me. Oh, I know it's not my fault. It's a kid's fault.
Larry,
That's why he's
Larry,
getting 5 across the eyes.
Larry, it's not your fault.
Look, man.
It's
Okay.
not your fault.
Okay, man. All right. I couldn't find my shoes. All right. And my mom hit me before school.
It's not your fault.
And I lived with it. And
not
that's a
your
true
fault.
story. So
I think I went to school in socks once. But go on.
And then my mom put eye drops in my eyes so the redness would go away. So it didn't.
I've gotten. If you tell anyone it was me, you're dead when you get home.
And my mom will swear it never happened. And I love my mother, and I God bless every day that I got disciplined the way I did.
Yeah, but way to pay her back.
What,
Loads of success.
what does that mean?
I'm just staring at your dolls.
What
I mean,
figures?
okay, sure.
Action figures.
Go on, finish your
What
story.
was I just going now?
yeah,
what was I
yeah.
just saying?
You're a firm believer in.
Oh yeah. So in disciplining,
not sparing
hitting,
the rod.
Yes, like obviously there
Rod.
is a there is a difference that leads to abuse, which I am not condoning, of course. I'm not talking about
Right.
child, but I feel like as a parent, definitely you have every right. Definitely spanking. Honestly, across the cheek as well.
Okay.
I have no problem with that. And I think as far as hierarchy in the family, I feel like parents and then not even grandparents, like parents and then grandmas. Like I don't see a grandfather.
Grandpas don't care.
Yeah, no, they
Grandpas
don't.
are like,
Yeah.
get off my lawn. They don't care. Grandpas just want. You understand? I'm not a grandfather, but hopefully someday I will be. But as a grandfather, I could imagine they are so tired and don't care. They just want to come home. They get up in the morning. That's a win. Okay, that's first of all. And secondly, I just feel like all they want is their food, their book, a nap,
That's it.
and maybe to work tinker in
Yeah.
their little tinkering room. And if that is their whole day, God bless them. They're happy. They don't want to be bothered with. I just remember like my grandfather when I was at my grandmother's house, and I was being a little douche, and he would just go, "Mary, Mary."
Was that your grandmother?
My grandmother.
Okay.
No, my uncle.
I didn't know if it was your mother.
No,
I don't know your mother. What is your mother's name?
How dare you, sir?
I honestly don't know your mother's name.
She's a lovely woman.
I'm not saying she's
My mother's
not.
name is Beth.
Is it?
No, that's your mother's
Oh,
name.
is
My
it?
mother's name is Lynn.
Oh, okay. I
How
apologize.
dare I know you? You disgusting. You were at my wedding.
I was. I sure was.
You were in the wedding.
No, I was.
Yeah, you were part of the wedding.
I was not in the wedding.
The garter.
Yes, I saved the
Yeah,
wedding.
well, you saved the wedding.
Yeah.
All right, let's not get
Because
crazy. now.
I put on a show during that part. I made it lively.
You actually did a good job. There, I was impressed, but you didn't make it lively.
What?
Let's be. I mean, I looked good that day. Let's be
You
honest.
looked.
No, you
looked
can
good.
say it.
You look good.
I did look good.
You did. You did.
I stare at my wedding pictures all the time.
I would have taken you in the back.
My wife caught me looking at I just came up with our logo,
What?
our entrance to at Verdi's wedding.
Oh.
Well,
We'll have to talk about
it's
that
a
one.
little gay.
Yeah.
Anyway, not that there's anything wrong with that. No. So what I was saying.
You were too busy praising yourself at your own wedding.
Oh yeah, I caught myself. I was looking at my wedding picture. My wife goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "I looked really good that day." And she smacked me upside the shoulder. She's like, "You're an ass." I go, "Oh, you look good too."
There's someone else in this picture. Oh yeah, you.
Yeah, I just covered her face with mine. I was like, but no. So I think as far as grandparents go, grandfathers, you're right. I don't think they care. I
Yeah.
think they just go be like, "Leave me alone. I want my coffee. I want my, my S cookies, and I can't be
Oh,
bothered."
those are the worst cookies.
No, they're not.
Terrible.
Yeah, well, but I mean, like I am growing up in our generation. You'd get hit by uncles. You'd get hit by grandfathers, aunts. Older cousins.
Uncles.
Sure. But now you can't lay a hand on a niece or a nephew. Or I think this is my wife texting me, and she knows I'm doing the podcast. So,
Just like when we're playing video games.
we'll talk about that. I wrote that down on my little buck slip here of things to
What kind of sparked this this conversation here? I was at a friendly establishment called Friendlies, having a dinner after work, and it was actually the first day of school because there was a lot more people on the road and a lot more kids on the streets, and I was sitting down, minding my own business, having a meal, and in the booth to the caddy corner of me was a rambunctious child who was probably fourth or fifth grade, dare I say, and I guess he was playing a video.
So fourth, fifth grade is probably about 9 to 10
yeah.
years old. Okay.
Playing a video, YouTube, which I guess was just kind of annoying. I think it was like low enough where I really couldn't hear it, but obviously his mother heard it, and she was like, she right off the bat, she was just like, "Can you please turn it off?" And he didn't do it, and she kind of just kept going with the meal. I don't understand. Like, I see so many, and I get that I am with rose-colored glasses.
You started a whole to-do on Facebook
because
about
too many
this.
people are like, "Oh,
No.
let the little prince do what he
No,
wants to
that's
do."
not the response. First of all, let's just.
That's
go,
how I
hold
got
on.
it.
Pause. First of all, you're going to put something like that on Facebook when you have tons of married friends with children. Stop. Let me finish. Okay. And then after getting a few people who disagreed with you, And obviously, I'm going to explain to you. I know how you saw. You'll explain how you saw it. I'm going to explain how you completely saw it wrong. Okay, and I'm not being facetious here. Okay, and then you delete the post. You can't do that.
Oh no, I can. It's my Facebook.
Oh no, I can. But
I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, I know. You delete people and post like it's like you change your socks.
Call me Kim Jong. Kim Jong Moore.
You almost got the same haircut as him. But Kim Jong Moore.
That is my new screen name.
That's actually pretty good. Okay. Now, when my wife and I were dating and we got married, we were at a restaurant and we saw an entire family. The mom and dad were on the phone. The two teenagers were on phones and tablets. Not one person was talking. I said to my wife, we are never going to be that family. I go, well, that is never going to happen. And let me tell you, for the most part, we stuck to that. However, there are exceptions. When you have two little kids, okay. Now these kids were teenagers. That family we saw, and this whole family, and they were eating.
Yeah.
So they were eating and looking at the phones. They weren't even speaking.
Yeah.
Okay. Now two little kids. I have a almost 8-year-old and a 5-year-old. And when you're at a restaurant with these kids, and you don't know how long the service is going to be, and now you have to, as a parent, these are things you don't think about, Larry, because as a parent, you have to put their food in first, and forget about appetizers. Because they'll bring out the food, the kids' food and appetizers for the adults, and then the kids eat, and we eat our appetizers. Now our meals come out. Now we're eating, and the kids have nothing to do. This is a whole time balance here. Let me finish. There's a whole time balance here. So, for instance, you'll be out to dinner with your family. Well, I'll be out to dinner with my family, and they'll put the orders in, and if it's a packed place, you don't know how long it's going to be. So yeah, they have to. And most of these diners and stuff, they have the kids menus that they could draw on and stuff. In today's technology, that's not holding kids. Okay, in today's generation. So yeah, we have tablets for them. Okay, and honestly, that's for everyone else in the restaurant. That's so. We're not driving it. Sit down. Stop moving. Stop hitting your sister. Stop. And that's another thing. Seating, very important. Kids are not allowed next to each other. Parent, child. That's how. Okay, I'm serious because now and you also got to watch underneath the table because legs and arms go underneath the table and kick. You don't know how lucky you have it eating alone.
No, but here's what I don't
Mormon,
understand.
table for one.
That works for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
But hold on. Here's the thing I don't understand though. Why are the children running?
They're not.
Clearly they are.
In this case, this woman probably was, from the way you described it. Let me tell you, there are parents that my kids go to school with that we see. I want to knock these people upside the head. I'm like, hey, you better get control of your house, or your kids are gonna rule your life.
Mm-hmm.
That's not my house. Okay,
Good.
Okay. Now, as far as having the tablets, we'll let them use tablets. And it's extremely low volume and or headphones. But when the food comes, they're gone.
Which is good. I praise you for that.
You absolutely better praise me for that. I'm awesome.
Well, I wouldn't push it that far.
All right, well, we'll disagree. Disagree.
But that's the thing. The way I see it, and it's the way it comes off, I don't understand how children run the party.
There are too many parents that, and I'll agree with you on this, too many parents that feel, and I don't know where the generational gap, like what age it began at, that, I'm going to be my kid's friend. No, you can be your kid's friend, but you're their parent first.
Not best friend.
And I literally had this conversation with my kids the other night, and because my daughter was having a meltdown, and I said, I went into her room, and I'm like, who is the boss of this house? And she was like, you. I go, who else? Mommy. I go, do you have any say in this house? No. I go, and this was after a full-blown, tantrum meltdown. Course, yeah. And I'm like, I promise you, from the heavens and hells above and below us, I go, I will come in here and I will break everything you love and desire. I literally, because my daughter loves Eiffel Tower. She loves France. She loves Paris. And
where did she go wrong?
This Eiffel Tower, it's from a doll. Oh, okay. It's from a doll. That doll she got, that was American Girl doll. That was from her backstory is from Paris.
She's not an American Girl doll, but go on.
You know what? That's a good point. Actually, wait. She is because she was visiting her grandparents in Paris.
Oh, okay.
And she opened up a cafe. She's 8. The doll.
Well, that's
the
what
doll
you do.
apparently is 8, but she can open up a cafe. I don't know
over
what
there,
the
there's
child
no
label.
rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so since then she's been obsessed with the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower here, there, everywhere. And I promised. I said I will come in here and I will literally dismantle every goddamn Eiffel Tower in this room. You will never ever go to France. I go. I will go to the real Eiffel Tower and I will burn it to the ground. Okay, because she, you know, in the mind of an 8-year-old, I could do that.
Of
you
course.
know, so the next day it was like having a Stepford child. She was on perfect behavior, got up, got dressed, went to school, didn't give me a hard time for breakfast, brushed her teeth, asked for her vitamin. It was amazing. I was like, who is this child?
Growing up, I remember distinctly my dad always telling me the only, up until I was 18, the only rights I have is a roof over my head, a place to sleep, and 3 meals a day.
I almost said the exact same thing to my daughter. I said,
Not even a place to sleep.
Do you know what I
a
said
cot.
to her? Do you know what I said to her? I said, all I have to provide for you are meals and a roof. That's it. Everything else is a plus. I go, remember that.
I'll throw in the bed. Let's throw in the bed.
No. I said rooms, and I even said, do you know what it's like? I go, I said, I'll throw you in a goddamn foster home. And she goes, what's, she goes, I don't know what that is. I go, you know what a foster home is? I go, see this room that you have? This room that is your room by yourself? I go, imagine 22 more beds in this room. I go, and none of them are yours. I go, she goes, where would I sleep? I go, on a towel in the corner. That's your bed. And you know what your parents are? Some woman and husband, man and wife, who get paid to watch you. Glorified babysitter.
Love some of that government cheese.
I go, you know the 3 gallons of frickin' ice cream that are in the freezer? There's none of that. Well, there might be, but there's none left for you. And she was like, the look on her face was horror. And my wife was like, you know, you're a little harsh on her. I'm like, I go, do you see all these gray hairs on the side of my head? That's what they're from her. This side is yours. This side is her. The rest is from work and my son. Okay, so I get it. No, I get it.
Something.
No, we do. But you also have to understand. I was the same way as you. I was like, I will knock this kid right off a goddamn stool if I'm in a restaurant, you know, whatever. But you have to understand, as a parent, first of all, you have to pick and choose your battles because some things are just not worth the fight because it could turn something small into huge. And there's been times my daughter was very, very good when she was younger. People would go, I didn't even know there was a baby here in the restaurant. You know, she was very good. When we had my son and threw him into the mix, she was a little bit older. She was probably about 2.5. He was a little bit of a loudmouth in restaurants. Well, if you notice, he always had to see my wife. Like he needed to see her face. So if there was if she got up, like went to the bathroom or something, he'd have a conniption.
Bit of a mama's boy.
There were times
Which
where
you're looking at one right
Oh
now.
no, absolutely, he's a mama's boy. I tell him all the time. I call him not to his face, but I call him a little snowflake sometimes. But there were times where I was eating. I was eating alone with my wife and the 2 kids in the car. I'm not even lying to you. And then I would text her, and I would leave, and she would come in and eat her dinner. You know,
that's and that
what I'm saying is we've removed our kids from restaurants. You know, we've had a flip flop,
and it's almost like by you having to get up and sacrifice your meal to remove the kid, that should be a lesson to the kid to be like, you're not even ruining your meal. You're now ruining 2 people's meals.
It's never. It happened like I think a total in my life where we've had to alternate eating 3 times. Now I haven't done it since. Now, again, like I said, and I said, remember when we said we never let these kids have tablets at dinner? Well, like I said, we have rules. When the food comes, you know, that's it. And even in my house, when we eat dinner at home, we have music playing in the background. TVs are off, phones. I don't unless, you know, obviously if I get a phone call, if one of us gets a phone call, but phones and tablets are all off. My son is addicted to the Nintendo Switch, and literally the second he's in kindergarten, he doesn't really have homework yet, but the second he does whatever work needs to be done, he flies to the couch with the Switch.
I've done that.
You know, and then dinner's ready, and he's like, all right, and he'll leave it on in the living room. And I'm like, shut it.
That would drive me nuts.
Shut it. Well, yeah, especially since he's playing Legos, the Lego City game, and you're a cop, and every car is a cop car, and all you hear is woo, woo, woo. So, trying to eat dinner, and they're like, what is that noise?
So you tell me you found the game.
I found the game. Yes. Yeah, we lost it. Yeah, we thought we lost. It's the size of a thumb.
But if I can, I think all good points. Don't get me wrong, but my concern, and maybe it came off wrong when I posted it on Facebook, but my concern is,
I think he went wrong was
It's
the
more
fact
the
that you were like,
parent.
I'm going to smack the crap out of that kid, you know?
I didn't say smack the crap. I just said remove either, like he was with the tablet or whatever. Be a parent, turn it off, tell him no. If he's having an
Okay.
issue, take him out. But I have a parent. I have an issue more with the parent,
Absolutely.
not the kid. Well, I have an issue with the kid, but it's more the parent.
Well, the parents are creating a monster.
Because here's the thing, and then I'll let you go. It's more like, here's how I heard it. I just heard it go, can you please turn off the YouTube? Like the defeat in her
right.
voice.
Well, again,
That's what.
but also you don't know what that woman was going through earlier in the day. You don't know what. Now, if it was just, you know, I mean, as a parent, I don't want to say you could read. You kind of could read, like, you know, you could tell which parent. Like, we just had Meet the Teacher night.
You all look at each other and be like,
We just Meet the Teacher night. No, we just had Meet the Teacher night tonight, and
any hot one?
I could tell my daughter's teacher is pretty hot.
Okay.
But we didn't meet her yet. My daughter's teacher now was her first grade teacher 2 years ago.
Okay.
So we know all about her already. But we were meeting my son's teacher tonight.
Age like a fine wine.
She's like 24 years old or something, dude. I don't know.
Wow.
She's
All right.
you know,
Cool.
whatever. I'm not going to go into that.
If you ever need someone to cover for you for parent teacher night,
I won't let you near my wife, let alone her teacher. But
dare you?
oh, stop with the how dare you! I hate that.
Just because I may or may not have been with married woman.
Yeah, me too. But what's your point? I wasn't married, so
Neither was I.
She was married.
Hey, now I'm going to annoy you.
Please stop with your stupid little catchphrases. Can I put my foot up here?
Yeah, because that's the way the cookie crumbles.
I'm gonna have to shoot you in your face.
Speaking about
no. Wait. So I'm
porn,
saying part of the Meet the Teacher night was, you could tell my wife and I, there was one or two parents who were asking questions who were I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, you're one of those parents, you know, like you know, you're an enabling helicopter, you know, mom or whatever. But in the same breath, if that was me, if you witnessed me, I would say to my kid, you know, just can you shut the, you know, please shut it off. That's the first time. Second time, if I have to say it a second time, there is no second time. It's, I grab it out of their hands, and before they can even protest, I point, I go, dare me.
That works.
Dare me to do it.
That works.
And I'm telling you, I said, do you want to leave here crying, or do you want to leave here with the use of your tablet in the future? And I'll tell you, 8 out of 10 times, my kids will just not say a word. I'll get a puss. You know, I'll get the face. You know, I forgot the WD-40. I'll get it by episode 22.
It wouldn't be an episode without it.
Yeah. No. What? No.
Hey.
Foot. Yeah. Like I said, about maybe 7, 8 out of 10 times, my kids will, you know, it'll end well. But if it doesn't, one of my wife and I, we remove the kid to the bathroom and give it, you know,
Good.
or, you know, like I told you the Panera Bread story when I took my kid out to the car and I was waiting.
Oh, yeah.
I was waiting for that woman.
Said it a couple episodes.
Yeah, I was
ago,
waiting for that woman to, you know, start. I thought I was going to be on TMZ, and I'm like, you're next, lady. If you know, if you get your camera out of my face.
I forgot where I was. It was in some store, and I heard, you know, this woman with her son, and I heard her go, keep it up, and we're leaving right now. I'm putting everything back, and we're going home.
My wife did it the other night.
And I almost turned around to be like, thank you. I will purchase whatever you're buying.
The tantrum that I was talking about, let me tell you how it began. My wife took my daughter to the supermarket. My daughter, who was just at a birthday party all day, okay? A zombie party, actually.
Really?
Yes.
A zombie jamboree. Hey. You ever heard that song?
God.
You never heard that song?
All co-hosts in the
Back
world.
to back. Belly
Okay.
to belly.
So she was at a party. So she had a
Rockapella.
birthday party all day. You know, good day for her. Fine. My wife takes her shopping. I get a phone call. I'm bringing your daughter home. My daughter. I'm like, what's going on? I was online at the supermarket. I left. I go, you left? You left all the food there? I'm like, she's like, oh yeah, she's coming home. So Okay. So literally,
How do you prepare for that? Because I remember when I was little.
how do I prepare for what?
Like knowing that she's coming home and you're gonna and like
I
you're
run and
probably
hide.
legitly mad.
Oh, I'm mad because now.
Because here's why. Because I remember on the flip side of it, I remember when I was younger, and my mom, all she would be like, "Wait till your father gets home," and it could have been 2 minutes or 4 hours, and I was just petrified as to what was going to happen.
I can be honest, sometimes I'm scared of my wife. Okay, no. As I'm on the phone with my wife, I see her car pulling because I see her pulling up the street.
Yeah.
And she's flying up the street and comes to a stop. She doesn't even get out of the car. I see. It's funny because she's talking to me and I see her, and the words don't match up.
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
It's
It
like a
takes a little
bad,
bit delay, yeah.
Channel 5 karate movie.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, I see you. I'm hanging up. And I open up the door, and my daughter comes out of the car, and then I go. She goes. So my wife opens up the window. She goes, right in her room, right in her room. So I just go right in her room. So she walks in. She's like all pouty and pissy, and I go. Oh, she's like. I go. She goes, I'm going back to the supermarket now.
This is like good cop, bad cop.
I go, no, it's just tired parent. And I go, okay. She goes, and I'm taking my time. I'm like, great. Because now here's the thing that I'm mad because while she was at the supermarket with my daughter, I was with my son, and I had stuff that I was doing around the house that needed to get done. Now I can't because now I have to be a parent.
Yeah.
So I go and I go, what happened to my daughter? I got bored. I go, you got bored at the supermarket? It's not an amusement park. You knew what you were getting. In.
Food shopping.
I didn't really care because 9 out of 10 times my mother would open up a bag of Chips Ahoy and here, fatty, and and just shove it in my face. I'd pop open a box of Rice Krispies and just, not grapes or anything, But now they have fruit for kids at the supermarket. I'm a kid. I'll take an apple. I don't care.
Organic.
Wait, so I find out what my daughter did. My daughter she was bored and she started hitting the bottom of the shopping cart that goes twang, really, that little bit.
Yeah.
But it was really banging, really, and then she slammed into an end display.
There you. Oh wow.
So with a full shopping cart, my wife grabbed my daughter by her ear and dragged her out of the thing, and she's like, "I don't care if people were looking at me. I don't care if I'm on Fox 5 tonight." And I'm like, okay. I'm like, so that was the beginning of the whole tantrum fight that ended up because then after I had this whole long talk with my daughter, she started to be a little bitchy to me. And I'm like, did you just not hear what I said for the last 10 minutes? So yeah, that was that. Now, I'll tell you a quick story and then we'll move on to the next topic.
Topics galore, people.
And
chime in, on the Facebook page, facebook.com/
Better Half Podcast.
Oh, you said that with confidence. I like it.
I'm lying, but I'm
okay.
confident.
Well,
I'm
just
confidently
search.
lying.
Just
Guessing.
find it. Look for
Yeah.
us.
And on Twitter.
And on the Twitter. Yeah,
Better
definitely.
Half Pod 1 at Better Half Pod 1.
Chime in on your idea of beating the shit out of your little pumpkin there. Not yours. I'm just talking to the people in general.
Beating the shit out of discipline, physical discipline.
I was trying to make it funny.
Okay, well, I know
I was trying to make it funny.
You're trying.
I'm trying too hard. I know. I've been told I'm funny naturally, but when I try and be funny, I'm not.
Yeah.
So I should just stop trying.
Just be yourself. Be yourself. No, so
Mantra of my life.
a couple years ago, I was in a jewelry shop buying something for
Oy.
Stephanie, my wife, for Christmas. I just left work.
Jewish shop.
Jewelry.
Oh,
What is a Jewish shop? See, that was naturally funny. That was naturally funny.
I swear to God, I thought you said a Jewish shop, and in my head,
What is a Jewish shop?
I don't know.
What do they sell? Tell me. What do you think they sell at a Jewish shop?
I usually see knishes, hot dogs, and tongue. But
Actually, I would go there.
But I swear to God, I thought you said.
Oy vey.
That's why I said.
Guilt
oy
trip
vey.
aisle 4.
That's why I said it.
A jewelry shop. The first 3 letters say Jew. I get it. You're an ass.
Just go. It's gonna take me a moment.
I was buying. They were called the Pandora bracelets.
Oh, yes.
It's a bracelet. It's got these little charms on
the
it.
Andy and Allie ones.
That's the newest version of that crap.
Was I with you?
No, you weren't with me
okay.
because I just left work and I was on my way home.
Okay.
So I'm in there and there's a guy and he's got like a Verizon vest on. We're all like, it's a last minute gift kind of crap. No, I had everything. It was just one thing that I could never get to this store because at work in the Christmas time. I tell my wife December 1st, I'll see you Christmas morning because I'm just so busy. So I'm getting this thing, and there's a woman there with her kid, Michael. I remember his name was Michael. Michael was probably about 11, 10 or 11 years old. And Michael obviously did not want to be in a jewelry shop with his mother, who was buying an entire bracelet and charms for the daughter. Those things are not cheap. The charms alone are $60.
Wow.
I mean, they were ridiculous, depending on the charm. Not cheap at all. So, I bought my wife the bracelet and the charm the first time, and then every now and then I would buy her another charm to add to it. As we got a kid, as, different events and stuff.
Yeah. Rangers win the Stanley Cup.
Oh, God, I wish.
Get the little Ranger
Hockey
logo
season's
one.
coming. I'm very excited. So,
I got my lanyards.
yeah, but it's for the
My
Islanders.
Islander lanyards, my
Soon-
half-season tickets.
Soon to be without a home again.
That's right. Yeah, well.
Pathetic franchise. Anyway, as I was saying, Michael is having a hissy fit.
Ugh.
And we were in Lynbrook. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We were in Rockville Center. Just on the Lynbrook, Rockville Center borderline. So this kid was a little rich, entitled kid, And she's like, Michael, stop it. I'm just buying this for your sister, Michael. And I'm just like, I'm kind of look over and I look at the Verizon guy and he kind of just like shakes his shoulders at me. At this point, Michael reaches back with his leg and full on kicks the mother in the shin.
Wow.
I hate you and I hate this place and I don't want to be here. And she just turns around after wincing and goes, we were, all the men were just like, because if that was 1987,
You'd be through the display.
I would be through the window into the car outside and through the other car outside across the street. And then my head would be stuck in the ATM machine and the Chase across the street from there. So, me and the Verizon guy we do like an audible gasp, and then she goes, Michael, that was uncalled for. And I'm like, so I literally, and you know me, literally, I have a thing where I have to let an asshole know he's an asshole. and my wife, to her dismay, has begged me 1,000 times to just keep your mouth shut, because there's times where I'm just like, I have to let this person know they're an asshole.
Well, it's gotten you in trouble before.
It's gotten me in trouble. So the words were literally about to come out of my mouth when Verizon guy goes, man, if that was me, I would have had my ass kicked 3 times already. And the woman goes, and I go, yes, absolutely. And the woman goes, excuse me?
Really?
Yeah. I go, yeah, I agree with him, lady. I was like this. I go, Michael, if you were my son, you'd be dead. And then I hit next, and I was like, oh, that's me. And I was like, so, Michael's probably about 18 years old right now, probably owns a BMW and is a spoiled little douche.
Honestly.
With a popped collar. Is that still a thing?
Popped collars? I don't know. With the bell
I'm showing
bottoms?
my age there.
I joined a fantasy hockey league.
Okay. I've been asking you how long to join a fantasy hockey league, and you join. You know what? Scratch my balls. I'm mad at you now.
You never ask me.
Okay, whatever.
I plan on winning the whole thing.
You're not going to win anything.
What? Listen.
How many goalies are you?
I am 1 for 1 in fantasy hockey leagues. The one we were in, I won the whole thing. Thank you very much.
I don't know how the fuck you did that. I don't know what to talk about. I came in second. I was not happy losing to you. So another thing I want. Sudden interruption.
Yeah, we haven't had
Now
one
that
in
we're
a
in the
while.
middle of a
honestly, so it's more like a sudden interruption.
Okay, so you have 1 hour to be sucked inside a television show. For 1 hour, you're in the show. What show? And why?
I mean, do I go
Golden Girls?
No. I don't understand how people are fans of Golden Girls. Honestly. Anthony. But I would have to, do I go with my favorite show of all time? Do I go with an action show? Like, if I'd go for my favorite show, I'd be in with Mystery Science Theater 3000.
So what, you would just be sitting in the theater next to the idiot
watching
and the
a
3
movie,
robots?
Watching a movie, 2 robots in the theater. Watching
Guy Servo?
Tom Servo, and Crow T Robot. Gypsy every now and again comes.
Ladies, he's all yours, ladies.
Show
We'll
was
talk about your
fantastic.
Tinder in a second. Let's not get out.
Did you see that thing I posted?
Yes,
That thing is
I saw
awesome.
it before you did, but
Yeah.
anyway.
Arg.
Okay. So what was that? Mystery Science Theater.
I mean,
3000?
do I
Okay.
do that or do I do like an action show like Knight Rider?
But like, here's the thing: if you die in the show, you die.
If he dies, Oh wait, you didn't say that. You can't change the rules in the middle.
You
of
have
the
an
thing.
hour. If you're in a show, you're in that reality, so you have to take the risks. It's just a given. You have to take.
I didn't know this was a given.
Well, if you're you let's say you go into the Fall Guy, you could. That was a show. You could. What do you call it? You could fall off a cliff. Or
Is that the premise? Because it was a
no,
Fall
he was
Guy
a stunt driver. He
before-
was a stunt man, right? He was a stunt
I don't
man.
know. Well, maybe I'll go on Barney
If you were
Fife.
Remington Steele, you could get shot by some, jewel thieves.
because never mind.
So,
but all right. So then
Knight Rider, you could get,
I could, but what Michael Knight never. I like that.
Thank you. I've been
That was
practicing
good.
that
Do you
one.
remember who played Kit?
Yeah, the guy from Boy Meets World,
Mr. Feeney.
Mr. Feeney.
Yep. Michael.
Michael. You know what I loved about that show? Just on a little side, this was the night. No, was it Night 2000? Night whatever it was, Kit 2000, whatever it was.
Night Industry
Yeah,
2000.
Yeah, right. That he was a
Kit.
Pontiac Trans Am. This is a highly state of the art technological, wonder. And here's this Afro, hairy chested German driving it. Okay, and this thing is binary. It's got statistics and numbers and it's probabilities. And here's Kit going, Michael, the probability of us making that jump is 2.7%. There's no way we could do it. And Michael's like, I know you could do it, buddy. Give me all you got. And he pressed turbo boost.
Oh, that was the worst.
But
when he
wait,
did
but
that.
if I'm Michael Knight, if that's me driving, I'm like, what, kid, I'll take your word for it. 2.7. I don't like the odds.
not playing him.
We'll get her next week. We'll catch the damsel next week. No, I'm gonna put the brakes on. Sorry, kid, I believe you.
Do you remember when they they souped up Kit? He hit that button and it almost like
I hated
morphed.
that. I hated it. That's when they had nothing against. They added they add the character to the show. The show dies.
Yeah.
They added the black guy.
Yeah,
And I don't remember his name. I'm going to call him Jake.
sure.
Well, why not? If I'm right, that'd be great. And
Jake?
his name he had a name like Wheels or something.
Oh, I hope not,
Why?
because that would just be terrible.
Well, anyway, it was a stupid name like Wheels or something like that. Or and he joined the show, and he souped up Kit because he was the kid from the street with the science degree, and and I guarantee that's his backstory or something like that. Because I watch that show religiously. And
I have the first season.
that actually, you think about it, they added Oliver to Brady Bunch. Show got canceled. They added Seven to Married with
Oliver.
Children.
well,
the
he was
show-
only on for a season.
and it tanked. But
Oh,
then they got
sure
rid
did.
of him, and it lasted another 3
Yep.
seasons. Okay, they added Mr. D. That little shit from Different Strokes. They added him, and the show got canceled. They added
the redhead Sam.
Sam.
Yeah, the one that got kidnapped.
Yeah, and they added the one from Poltergeist to Happy Days, canceled.
Who?
Heather, the little girl that died from Poltergeist. She was in Happy Days for like a season.
Was she? I didn't know that.
Dead.
Well, what about the older brother from Happy Days
Chuck.
from season 1? Yeah,
He went upstairs and never came back.
never came back
I
down.
think that he's the man under the stairs. The kid. Was that a
Ooh.
movie? Oh, that was a creepy movie. Blech.
Yeah. RC3.
I told you it was something stupid like that.
Reginald Cornelius III.
I bet you he had a background in metaphysics or something. But anyway, all right. So I was right. And then of course, Evil David Hasselhoff with the
he was in
mustache.
Real Genius.
Real Genius, another great movie. So let's getting back to our program here. Okay, that was a good. That was a good.
like that.
That was a
That was-
good.
yeah.
Little opening segment.
Opening. We've been recording for 45 minutes.
What, it's really 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's the show. No. Let's talk about your
Goodbye.
little-
Have
your
a wonderful
little-
time.
Your little Tinder update for us, huh? How about that?
Didn't we already talk about this?
Did we talk about this? The girl who disappeared?
Here's the problem of recording every 2 weeks.
We might have talked about it.
Wow.
I guess I should have listened to the last episode. Okay, so Larry got he got a swipe and then she was gone.
You
So-
know what? I don't think we talked about it because you were really ready to rip me a new one.
I don't remember
on that one.
Maybe we did.
Oh no, we didn't talk about it because of the reason why I didn't do it.
Oh yeah, so let's talk
Yeah.
about it.
So all right, so I
Now
did
that
get
I
a.
ruined the story. God, idiot,
Oh my god,
Lucky. Go on.
I hated that movie.
All right, go on.
Say it right.
Just go on.
Go on now.
Can't do that. It's not somebody else's number one podcast on the right.
Honestly, what the hell? So
Podcast.
I got a hit on Tinder. Someone actually matched.
What was his name?
Was
And
it
I was mad at you for this because you told me,
I did.
and then I'm like, I go, and what was the response?
So
Oh, I didn't write it back yet.
no, I didn't. And here's how it worked. She swiped on me, and then it came up, and then I was able to swipe on her.
And you didn't.
No, I did.
No, you didn't.
No. I did. Then it goes to the part where the message part. Then that's where I could have messaged, or she could have messaged me.
I would think if she made the first move by swiping onto you, she should have messaged you first.
Agreed. But after, and this I honestly did not know that this happens. Apparently, if you don't respond, one of two things either happen. Either after you don't respond, that match just goes away. Or when I was talking to your cousin about it, when I was talking to Frankie, he said maybe she deleted Tinder.
Okay.
But it was,
Do you think you waited too long to respond?
I know I made a conscious effort not to respond.
Because when I messaged you and I'm like, what are you doing right now? What were you doing?
I was eating
Where?
Chili's.
With who?
Nobody.
Staring at? Not the waitress.
The back of the head of the person. In
Your
the
phone.
Booth. Oh, yeah.
So you could have literally sat there while you were eating your double nacho grande.
No, not a double nacho grande.
Whatever it was, the whatever you were eating there, and you could have went, "Hey, Tinder girl."
I could have.
But why are you flexing a knife at me? Should I be worried?
You didn't have to say that.
Didn't have to say what.
There's a fourth wall for a reason.
And I break it every time. I'm the fucking Kool-Aid man. Oh yeah.
So I purposely did not respond. For reasons I still don't 100% know. Is it because I think there's someone else out there? Do I think that I'm not good enough for this person?
Are you chasing someone?
No.
Listen, this is our thing, okay? I'm not you. I'm not asking you to reveal shit, but I'm your friend. Shut up. I'm your friend, okay? And what goes on here is between you and me.
Oh, okay. No one else is going to listen.
And our 81 listeners.
I'm not. I wouldn't say chase, but my luck, things would change that would have been nice for me if I would go with somebody else. And I know that that's probably never going to happen. But I don't know. It's just kind of, I made a conscious effort not to because I felt that.
You lied to me then.
No, I didn't. I told you I made a conscious effort.
You didn't. You kind of said, I'll do when I get home, and then, it's gone. You left all this out.
Maybe I was telling all this to Frankie. Am I getting the two of you confused?
Well, I'm the better looking Frankie.
Well, this is obviously true. At least you're wearing underwear this week.
Am I?
I hope so.
I am. Look, the red and black stripes. This is my high school colors. Go Ford.
So, yeah, it's I have problems. I know I do.
To say the least. I love you, Larry. I want to see you happy.
I am happy though.
No
I
homo,
mean,
by the way.
No, I know. I get it. I mean, I'm like 90% happy.
All right. Well, speaking of Ford, Bishop Ford, my high school, I actually thought of something the other day while I was delivering my mail. So I'm left alone with my thoughts for
Which
most of the
cannot
day.
be a good thing.
As an Italian, no, it's not. I've literally had arguments with family members and friends in my head and have called my wife and said, you get to talk me down. And I'm like, why? I just got into a fight with so-and-so. Really? No, in my head. And she's like, yeah, and I'm married to you. So, yay. Okay, so I was thinking, I forgot what brought it up, but you know when you try and find your train of thought, like as much like when you start on YouTube and 4 hours later you go, how the hell did I get here?
Honestly, that
What's
rabbit hole is
Stream
deep.
of conscious or something, whatever it's called?
Down the rabbit hole.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about incidents of when you got either shot down, That's what I was thinking about your whole Tinder thing, and then it led to me when did I get shot down by a girl?
Oh, I got one of those
brutally, and something came to me that I completely forgot. There was a girl I went to high school with in freshman year. This girl was a drop dead gorgeous. Let's just call her Dana Riley.
Okay, just an odd name.
It's just an odd name. Okay, she was insanely hot, and everybody had a crush on her. Now, 13-year-old Frank, chubby, zero confidence. Chubby. I was fat. I had no confidence. Okay, I could not talk to girls for my life.
Husky being a brand.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Husky in the Sears section. Nobody loves you like your mama. You don't need friends. You just have your mama.
Bobby Boucher.
Yeah, Bobby Boucher. Right. But chunkier.
Yeah.
Like I said, zero confidence, and I forgot the kid's name who came up to me. He's like, "Yo, dude, we're going to Spanish class now." Spanish class. I just happened to sit next to this girl who we'll call Dana Riley. She, like I said, long, like curly brown hair, ridiculous.
Sounds adorable.
Yeah, I mean, and back then, unfortunately, when I went to high school, the most flattering thing a girl could wear was a Champion sweatshirt. Which covered 97% part of the body. But I did go to Catholic school, so they did have the uniforms on.
Oh, yes, that is true. That's what I missed going to an old boys school.
I think his name was Pete, comes up to me and goes, yo, dude, you're not going to believe what I just heard. And I'm like, what? I just heard that Dana likes you.
No.
And I sat next to Dana.
No.
Yeah, so I'm like, what? I'm like, what? Dude, she was talking about, she said she liked the guy who sat next to her, named Frank, in her Spanish class. So, you can see where this is leading.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
hook, line, and sinker.
At this point, douche sweats just come out all over. I'm like, oh my god, this is like, I envisioned marrying this girl. I'm like, this is, it was like, she walked into a room and it was like slow motion, like from every bad teen movie, like
Baywatch.
Yeah, not even Baywatch. It was like
She's All That.
What's the one with Tony Danza? The movie, and Venus.
Oh my God.
Remember, Amy Dolenz comes in and she's walking down the stairs, because she took her hair out of her ponytail and took the glasses off.
Wasn't that She's All That?
I don't know. It was one of those.
Wait, Tony Danza was in She's All That?
Samantha,
Mona.
But anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter. So I sit down next to her, and I'm like, I'm sweating through my Catholic school uniform, and I'm just like, okay, this is my big chance. I'm like, this is it. This is gonna change me. Hottest girl in school. She likes me. So I go, hi Dana. I'm just saying, that if that's her name,
of course, I'm making it up.
And I just go, hi. I'm like, so is it true?
That was your opening?
So, I said,
is it true?
I said, so I heard something, and I want to know if it's true. And she goes, what? I go,
yes, I am pregnant.
And she's looking at me, she's like, what? And I'm just like, I should have known by the way she looked at me and said, what?
Hold on. I'm sorry, and maybe I was too busy on IMDb. Where are you when you approach
Spanish class?
Okay, I'm sorry. Yes, okay.
The teacher was not there yet.
Fair enough.
Right?
Okay. Oh my God, the beginning of class.
Oh
no.
So I had another 47 minutes sitting next to her after I put my giant foot in my mouth. So folks, imagine this, okay? And and she goes, "What?" And I go, "Well, I just heard that you like me."
Oh. All of a sudden, time stops, and you get when
Remember the first sudden interruption I told you when I had that? If I had a superpower, it would be to stop time. Yes. This was that moment where I didn't want it to work. Okay, because it literally was like
that. Like the camera when it zooms in, but the background somehow goes out. And
yes, and it was just, and she just goes, and starts busting out laughing. So I was like, so that's a no. I was like, thanks. And I turned my whole body the other way. And I saw this guy, Pete, busting out laughing with this other guy. And I'm like,
oh no.
Oh, you son of a bitches. And but this is like literally minute 1 of Spanish class. So the teacher, he starts talking to us in Spanish. And I'm like, literally, like, I'm as red as an apple. And I'm just like, I can't look at her. I don't think I looked at her again for the next 4 years. But I 5 minutes later, I walked out of the class. I just grabbed my and I just walked out of the class, and I was like, I was mortified.
Oh my
And
God.
I think I went home and cried into a bowl of cereal, a box of cereal,
There you go.
a carton of cereal.
I remember I thought I was slick by doing this, but I was in grammar school. I won't give out any names. And in fact, I feel like I'm going to be bleeping some here.
You don't have to
So-
bleep that because that wasn't a name.
Okay, fair enough.
Wink. Cut that out.
So what are you doing? We're going to get sued.
No, he won't. No, he's not listening to this. No one's listening to this
So I was in...
except your mother.
Yes, hopefully.
Did we just get broken into?
No, we did not. No.
What was that?
It's a shared house.
Who shares your house?
Lily lives on the main floor.
But that was like right outside your door.
Yeah, I know, because the door is right here, and we share the laundry room.
I'm scared.
So
Did you
I was
find
in...
any underwear in the laundry room? Like
I was
pair of
in...
panties, you know?
I was in...
It's a legitimate
10th
question.
I was in like 7th or 8th grade. 8th grade. Because I remember it was right near the tail end of
so you
that
were
school.
a young, nubile 13-year-old.
12, 13, yep.
Okay.
And I remember there was, again, kind of like it was, to me, she was, the hot girl of the school, of the class, of the school. So,
Lena Filey.
well, sure. So, and like for the longest time, like even back then, I really wasn't known as a ladies' man or whatever.
No.
So
you?
I remember,
Stop it now.
for some reason, I don't know why I did this. I wrote a letter. I do not, I 100% do not remember the context of the letter, but it was something along the lines of, hey, it's been a bunch of years, this, that, and the other thing.
You
what?
are my density.
And in not so many terms, I was like, I like you. Maybe we can, start
Yeah,
something.
I've done a few of
I don't
those.
know.
Check here,
So-
yes or no.
And we happened to live down the same avenue, and then the block split off. But we lived down the same avenue, so I remember I gave her the letter. I feel like it was the end of 7th grade, maybe, because I feel like I had to wait a whole summer.
Don't open this until July.
No, so all right, so then she goes off, and like when she goes down her block, like you can kind of like because of the houses and the trees, you kind of see the person every few feet. I just remember her.
So you were
turning.
stalking her?
No, just the way it was. Turned slowly, ran, and then like all of a sudden she ran home after reading this letter, and all I thought to myself was, "That's not good. That just can't be good." She's going to talk to people.
You know she's going to talk to you. You know she's going to lock herself in a room
Honestly.
because you scared the crap out of her.
So
I want to wear your skin.
to be
Where's your-
fair,
where's your-
she was kind about it. She's like, no.
I like you like a brother.
Yeah, that's pretty much where it all
Oh, is
started.
that the worst line in the world?
I have gotten that.
All right, guys who listen to this, I want you to please give us your answers of the worst, in your mind, the worst letdown?
Would you still bang her even if she said she's like your sister?
No.
Oh,
The worst
I'm sorry.
letdown that a girl gave you
That yeah.
in regards to me and Larry's story.
So, but that one let me off easy. That wasn't too bad. Later on in college, no, a little
You
after
wrote a
college.
girl a
No,
letter.
I didn't write a letter. Me and this girl, I wouldn't even say hooked up, but there was, there was a lot of talking back and forth and everything. And then we were taking the train home because she lived, I think, in Queens, so we're on the Long Island Railroad. And I thought, keyword there, thought she was flirting with me, like to make it like go to the next level. So we were on the train, just sitting there, and all of a sudden she said something like, "Oh, you're not daring." I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, "You're not daring." Like, you're predictable.
she knew you, right?
Oh man. So I was like, in my head, I'm like, okay, I'll show her.
Okay, bitch.
So whack.
You slapped her in the face.
I'm like, who wants to get a shot at her now?
Truth or dare?
Honestly, no. I was like, all right, we'll see what happens. And I just leaned in and kissed her.
Very nice.
Yes. Except now this is going to be a bit of a visual for Frank because this is what I see on the other end.
Oh, okay. So wait, she's got her head back is like when Scooby-Doo used to go like that. Larry's head was pushed back against his neck and his eyes are wide and she was like, ah!
So, yeah. And she's like, what are you doing?
Not that daring.
I'm like, and then I was like, kind of,
I'm sorry, but
No.
I have to agree with you on that. That's a freaking, to me, that's an open sign.
I thought it was.
Screw her.
Boy, was I wrong.
Boy, oh boy.
And I just was like, Okay.
That was one of my biggest issues. Was I never
Made the move.
I no, not that I can never. If a girl was giving me the green light or the signs or every hint in the world, I was oblivious.
My first girlfriend,
I couldn't pick up on a sign if she was literally holding a sign saying "fuck me." I could not. I'm like, huh? What?
My first girlfriend she like purposely would like go past my house to go home from school, which is way out of the way. Like she was constantly like dropping things off for her mom to my mom. Like she was doing it. Then finally, like a month or two later, my mom's like, "Hey, schmuck." Like, you know,
I love your mother.
You know, you may have something happening here. I was like, oh. Yeah, I was like,
literally, right? Yeah,
right
I was
over
the
the top
exact
of my
same
head.
way.
Yep.
And that's why, I mean, there was times where when I was single, between girls would go like 2 years at a time. I remember I dated a girl. I went single right before I met my wife. I was single for just over 2 years. I mean, and I'm single like I'm not even going on a date.
Yeah.
I didn't even kiss a girl. I was ready to murder somebody, you know? I mean, it was like at the point where it was either this or I'm becoming a priest.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I went on a one bad date, and then I met, and at this point, meanwhile, my ex-girlfriend was still hawking me. Like she was
Hawking you.
That's she wouldn't leave me alone.
Oh, I think you meant stalking, but screwed it up.
No. That's it's something
Is
they
that
said
like
in the
an
'90s. You know,
what?
like,
I've never heard that term.
yeah, well, you're not cool. So,
Sorry, I'm not Italian.
if you look it up in Urban Dictionary, I bet you it's in there, as he does right now.
Continue.
Because he has every
I
app
have
on his
the
phone.
I have the.
We'll
Urban
get to your
Dictionary.
phone purchases later.
We better. We're over an hour.
Who cares? Make it a two-parter. I don't give a schnites.
Hawking?
Like H-A-W-K.
Okay.
So then I met my wife, and then it was like, okay. So actually, at that point, I had to call my ex because this is a funny story. On our first date, my wife and I's first date.
Oh my God, my entire life is hawking. To express great interest in someone or something by looking at them. Often but not limited to when someone suspects you are doing something wrong, illegal, unconstitutional. When we pulled out in front of a cop today, he looked us up and down a few times. I asked, "You got your seatbelts on?" "Yeah, man," but he was hawking us.
Thank you. Okay, now that we got
sorry,
that. So on our first date, my wife and I's first date, we bumped into my ex-girlfriend's sister, all her friends.
Oh.
And like I guess their boyfriends. About 2 dates later, we went to Dave and Buster's or whatever it was called, Jillian's back then,
yeah.
or whatever it was called then. And my ex was there with her friends.
Really?
And I'm like, oh crap. I'm like, and you know, Stephanie goes, what? I go, my ex-girlfriend's right there. She's like, puts her arm in my arm. She's like, come on. She's like, walk with me past that. I'm
Wow.
like, no. I go, I don't want to do this. I said, so, and I wasn't even serious with
I don't
Steph.
want you. I mean, I don't want to walk past
I wasn't
her.
serious. I wasn't serious with
Yeah.
Steph yet. We only went on like 2 dates.
Yeah.
And this point, meanwhile, the whole time, my ex-girlfriend would constantly like leave me messages or try to weasel her way into my life.
Wow.
I didn't like this girl was just a manipulative person. And I finally got to the point where after that night, about another week later, I realized like, you know, I was falling hard for Steph. And yeah, I know, schmoopies. And then I literally made the phone. I called my ex-girlfriend. I said, listen, I'm going to tell you straight
Back
up.
the fuck up.
I met somebody. I'm very happy. I go, you need to not contact me anymore. I said, because if you do, I go, it's going to get real ugly real fast.
I'm pretty sure I have a couple voicemails that say that on my phone right now.
I'm sure you do. So,
all right.
so
Very cool.
yeah. So, what do you want to bring to the table?
Let me ask you this.
Ask
Being
me.
a man with a wife, with 2 children, with responsibility. All right, that is a signed Money in the Bank briefcase. Can you not handle it with your feet, please? That is signed by the Hall of Famer.
I was fixing it. It was falling over. I'm sorry that you have freaking wrestling toys everywhere.
It's not a toy. It is a replica Money in the Bank briefcase.
It's a gold briefcase that says Money in the Bank with
signed by Edge. Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer
Hall
for a
of
sport
Famer.
that doesn't exist.
Whoa, hey.
All right, okay. It's a wrestling
Our
attaché
president.
case.
Our president is the WWE Hall of Famer.
Okay, you're
Okay?
right. Okay.
All right.
Larry, I just want to say my time. Donald Trump is here, everybody.
Hey, I didn't even know
Come
you
on
came
in.
in.
I was in the back room.
Wow.
I heard you talking about WWE.
I had great times there. It was beautiful.
Did you enjoy Mr. President?
My match was huge.
You beat up Vince.
I did. I beat up Vince. I said, Vince, I'm the boss now. I'm the boss.
You know, during the Hall of Fame speech, your Hall of Fame speech, we booed you.
I was aware of that. I was not happy.
But then you got the crowd over by introducing your daughter Ivanka.
Love Ivanka. She's hot.
What? If Donald, you okay?
Good. I'm good.
Hey, look! I think it's. It's.
I gotta go. I gotta go back to see Melania.
Melania.
That's what I said.
No, Melania. No, I think you said it right the first time.
I know he said it right.
I know my wife's name.
She's hot.
What?
Okay, Donald out.
What? Oh, can you imagine? That'd be awesome if that's how we did it.
You're fired.
Oh, look, we got Sloan Peterson's father here. Hey, all right.
Oh,
oh, he's on the phone. Excuse me.
Call me sir, goddammit. You asked me on your podcast. I ain't got time for this, goddammit. Sloan, dear.
That's a weird,
Larry, Frank, good to be here.
that's a weird family.
that's how it's done.
A family member dies and you insult me. What the hell's the matter with you?
And
Rudy! Larry!
And I still haven't said Larry.
well, no, that's an easy go-to too. I think they have a shirt now that says Larry.
They do.
Yeah.
Call me sir, goddammit.
Where were we? Oh, you asked me.
I don't know. Too many people are coming through my apartment here.
Could you lock the door?
I'm
I
gonna
told you. I
try
thought
to,
I heard somebody walk
honestly.
in. What were you asking me about? As a man and a father, you said.
Next week, Al Pacino will be here.
Oh crap! Practice that one.
As a man with responsibilities,
Yes.
a wife, 2 children, a mortgage, God knows what else you got to take care of.
3 cars.
Three cars. Well,
2 cars and 1 historical.
we're not
car.
going to count the historical one. That's your baby.
Yeah.
Your thoughts, your thought process. Forget about just the idea behind it, but your thought process of Apple putting out a cell phone that is $999.
It's so funny. This is our 9th episode.
Oh yeah,
9 times. Another
9.
Ferris Bueller. Oh,
look at that.
It all ties in,
Holy
folks. It
cow.
all ties in.
Yeah.
What are my thoughts? I think.
Grace.
I think you have to be a fucking moron to. Now let me. You asked me. Let me finish.
I know.
To buy a phone that costs $1,000, just for the fact that in 6 months it'll be $699.
No, phones never really drop like that.
Okay.
Well,
Listen, when I'm up for upgrade and they're giving me a Samsung 6, which I have now, whatever my upgrade, they're giving me a phone for free. It's bullshit. Apple does this. First of all, I'm not a fan of Apple to begin with.
oh, okay. Well, that's...
Okay, but no. Even if Samsung came out with I don't know what their new phone's coming out in 2 days.
the Galaxy S8.
Yeah,
Like that?
that's probably going to be about $800, $900. Guess what? This fat guy ain't paying for it.
Now, is that because you're just not a techie, or because you're thinking about that money can go to other things?
I'm not even thinking about the fact that money can go to other things. I'm thinking about that this phone that I have right here will last me another 4 years if I
Okay.
take care of it.
Now, is that because you're cheap, or just because you're not interested
You're really
in
being
technology?
hurtful. No,
I'm being honest, because I'm a techie.
I know you're a techie.
I have to have the new stuff.
I know that, and it's scary how much time you waste waiting on lines to buy new things.
I'm going to order this bad boy online.
Okay,
the
well-
Super NES Classic. I'll be lining
Yeah,
up
I know.
outside of GameStop
I
at
just
midnight.
listened to that episode of your podcast.
Yep,
So,
so if
and
you
I-
can bring me soup at about 2:00 in the morning, that'd
you
be
know what I'm
fantastic.
going to be doing at 2:00 in the morning? Cheep, 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 cheep.
Remember them?
Either that, or I'm going to be playing Grand Theft Auto in my basement at 2:00 in the morning.
Well,
Texting Larry, "How you doing? I'm dying. I can't feel my legs."
Oh, that was the last time I did
But
that.
it's not that I'm cheap. I do have major responsibilities. I have a mortgage. I have car payments. I have bills. I have kids who need
cell phone bills,
things.
keep paying
But
those automobiles.
as long as my phone works, I'm fine.
All right.
Like I was never big. I never had to be I like like console games. I never had to get the Sega Dreamcast just came out. I have to get it day of.
Okay.
I was always like, I was okay with getting shit a year later. I didn't care. I'm not a techie. You know what? I always had friends who had it, so I not lived through them, but like I played with their stuff. I didn't have to have the stuff like smartphones. I got my first smartphone because my wife got one for work, and it was a BlackBerry. Ooh. And they said, well, if you buy one, we'll give you another one for free. So that's how I got my first smartphone. I had a flip phone for the longest time. I hated texting. Hated it. Unfortunately, everybody texts, and I was like one of the last people not texting. Okay, so I had to adjust.
Were you late to the beeper craze? Did you have a beeper?
I did have a beeper. I was a little bit late to the beeper craze.
Me too. I was late to the beeper craze.
But when I got one, and
you know whose beeper I took over? The Greeks. She gave me her beeper.
Oh, well.
Mostly because so she can keep me in contact.
I was afraid to get a beeper because of I knew back then, if you got a beeper, were you a drug dealer?
Yeah, for a while.
But
that
my
stigma,
dad was very, very like anti-beeper, so I was more of, I didn't want to get him pissed off, But again, all my friends had one, and for you young'uns out there, a beeper was someone would call a phone and they would call your beeper number. Your beeper would go beep, 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 beep. You had to then go find what these things were called a payphone. And certain payphones called back, and certain didn't. I actually had a list in my glove compartment of payphones that called back.
What do you mean?
Certain payphones, you could call the payphone, and it would.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Payphones had numbers.
Yeah. I got you.
But you couldn't call incoming phone, so you would call from the payphone.
I had a
this
beeper
was pre-cell phone.
Yeah,
days.
I had a beeper for like just a few months. That's how late I was to the game before I got a cell phone.
Yeah, I had a beeper from high school straight through college, and then when I graduated college in '97, beepers were.
How's your cane?
That's not nice. I'm still very young and virile.
I don't want to know how virile you are.
I don't take any purple pills, so that's a good thing.
There you go. All right. Do you know that one Viagra is equal to eating 17 watermelon rinds?
Why would anyone eat watermelon rinds?
Because the watermelon rind is one of the key parts of Viagra.
Holy shit, I gotta write that down.
And just eat 17 watermelon rinds.
Just hold on, Stephanie. Buy watermelon before you go home. Okay.
And then if she's tired, just warm up the watermelon, and then you're good to go.
Warm it? It's got to be ice cold. I like watermelon cold. I got to warm it up. It was like American Pie. Jim! Okay. All right. That's the last thing I need. What was I saying? Yeah, so I can't...
So you're not a techie, which I guess answers that question.
But it has nothing to do with being a techie.
But here's the thing. Can you accept the fact that Apple is making 3 phones? The 8, the 8 Plus, and the 10. Now, the 8 and the 8 Plus are going to be the same price as every other new phone, roughly $700.
Save this for your techie podcast, because this... don't give me that look. Larry just gave me another Scooby-Doo look. You got a lot of Scooby-Doo looks in you.
Because I'm trying to carry a conversation. Some people want the idea, and I didn't know if maybe you would think about it because you have other responsibilities. Where I'm gearing up to get the 10 for no other reason than I want.
Like I said, I have more, I think, financial responsibilities than you do.
Absolutely.
So no, it's not a priority to me. It's not important to me. Like I said, my phone, my Samsung 6 here, which I have, my charging port broke about 3 months ago. So I could not charge the phone. I was down to, worked all day. I went to go plug it in at home. I was down to like 32%. And I'm like, why is this not charging? So I used every charger in the house. It didn't charge. So I go around the corner to Verizon and I'm like, all right, Shinabi, Badabi, whatever your name is. I go, what's up with my phone here? He goes, oh, your charging port's broken. I go, all right, what do we got to do to fix this? What's his first thing he's going to say?
Here's your new phone.
Well, you could just get a new phone. I'm like, listen, I'm not buying a new phone. There's nothing wrong with this phone except for the charging port that doesn't charge. I go, how much is the part? All right, let me look it up. Now, I know he went in there and he probably played a crossword puzzle. He came back and we don't make that part anymore. Of course not, which is I knew exactly what he was going to say. And I'm like, I'm not spending a couple $100 right now to get a new, because I was almost ready for an upgrade. You know,
okay.
I'm like, this December's, I'm up for an upgrade, which I'm not getting because I solved my problem. Because I'm like, okay, now I'm looking, I'm like down to like 23% at this point. I'm like, he goes, listen, if the phone goes dead, he goes, I can't, if you get a new phone, I can move everything over. He goes, but if the phone goes dead, I'm not going to be able to.
Move
So I'm like,
things,
this
yeah.
is a problem. So he goes, well, he obviously knew I wasn't going to buy a phone. I'm like, I'm not falling for your bullshit, you know, because I hate people and I don't want to deal. I didn't eat dinner. I didn't want to be there. I wanted to just go home, take a shower, eat dinner, and chill out. So I had to run to Verizon, and then he goes, well, you could buy a wireless charger. I go, what's that? You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
He goes, well, it is what it is. It's a wireless charger. You stick your phone on it, on a pad,
it right on.
and it'll charge your phone.
Yep.
I go, perfect. How much is one of those? Oh, I got one for about. We sell them
They're
for like.
kind of pricey.
He says he sold them for like $30.
That's
I'm
not
like, $30 as opposed to $400, whatever, you know, for the new phone contract and all that bullshit. Yeah. I go, sold. Okay. Oh, we're out. Of course you are. Of course you are. So now I'm driving to Best Buy, and I go to Best Buy, and they wanted it for $40. And guess what? I adjusted my life to it. I now have a wireless charger. Okay, I can't, I can't do, because of the way the angle it sits, I can't do Waze on my traffic.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
to kind of, I kind of have to finagle it. But you know what? And he says, I can get you out of this phone for $124. I go, why? Well, you got to pay this phone off. I go, didn't I pay this phone off when I bought it? I kind of remember giving
leasing
you.
it.
I probably gave you a couple of $100. I remember when I gave. Oh, he goes, no, you still owe $124 on the phone. It's $24 a month. I go,
That's part of your bill.
fuck out of here with this bullshit. So I was
That's
like,
why I switched to T-Mobile.
yeah,
They paid
well,
off my phone.
now I owe about $80 left on this phone.
Okay.
So once it's down to zero, guess what? My phone bill's going to go down by $24 a month, and Frank is keeping this phone until it really slows down. Then by the time Samsung 10s are out, I'll be getting an 8. Because
that's what's great about the iPhone 8, 8 Plus, and the iPhone 10. It all will have in it
Yeah, but
wireless
every time you got to
charging.
download the new version of their stupid programming,
iOS.
all I hear is people bitching online
No,
about how it doesn't
no,
work
that's
and there's a
everything.
bug and.
Even same things happen with Android.
You know the only problems I've ever had with any of my cell phones?
that they're old.
This one is the only problem I've ever had. The Samsung 3 I still have. It's sitting on my desk. I don't know what to do with it.
Throw it out.
Why would I throw it out and destroy the environment? I might give it to a vet. A vet,
Okay.
like a veteran.
Cell phone for shoulder.
For
Cell phone for
Shlomo?
soldier.
Back with the Jew. You got a big Jew theme going on.
I got a thing of the Jews.
Hey, look at
Hey,
this.
huh.
I'm going one way. This one's going the other way. What?
I love Caddyshack too.
Yeah. More importantly, getting
Well,
back.
I'm getting the iPhone 10
Of course you are, Larry. I'm sure
because it
you.
looks very cool.
Okay,
It's going
let
to
me
be
ask you a question.
$55 a month.
For the rest of your life.
No,
You're going to get a new phone before you pay off that phone.
what are you talking about?
Before you pay off the new phone that you're getting,
Yeah,
you'll be getting another phone.
that's the upgrade program. After 12 payments, you can upgrade.
Okay. Sure. All right.
I thought this was going to be
right.
a livelier discussion. I apologize.
September 13th, 2017, I guarantee you're going to have a new phone within a year.
I will. I'll tell you right now. I'll have a new phone
Okay.
within a year.
Okay. Sure.
Well,
And
folks,
this
I
is why-
apologize
this is
for
why
trying
you're-
to introduce a lively
This
conversation
is not lively.
about
Larry,
technology.
You're 38 years old.
37.
37 years old. You're in a 300 square foot basement apartment. I love you, bro. You can't be wasting money like this. There's nothing.
It's not
What's wrong with
wasting
your
money.
phone? What's anything wrong with your phone now?
Yeah, it's a 7, and the 8s are coming out. And the 10.
OMG. I got a Samsung 6.
Good for you. Wait till it blows up.
Not going to blow up.
Okay.
I'm skipping over that number. That phone's been recalled. I like my Samsung. I hate Apple.
I hated Apple, too, for the
Okay.
longest time. Now I am all
And
in.
there's nothing wrong with this phone. You know what? You know what actually was the reason why I didn't want to get a new phone? See this case?
That
I
is a
bought it
nice
a week
case.
earlier. So I'm like, I just got a new case.
That is true, because when I upgraded from the 6 to the 7, I had to get a new case, and this is from Apple. This is a battery case from Apple. It's $100. And the 7 did not fit in the 6 case.
Son of a
So I had to go out and spend another $100
And that's another thing. All the new
on a new
phones.
case.
I have pockets that I wear. That I have for when I wear my mail shirt.
Yeah.
This phone fits perfectly in that pocket.
It's been molded.
It's,
the pocket's
no,
been molded.
but I'm saying it's just the
Yeah.
right height. Anything else, it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. I don't work in the greatest neighborhood. I don't need some guy running past me going, "Hi, mailman, my phone." Come back, heathen.
When, what age are you going to give your kids their own cell phones?
33. Well, there seems to be a trend. I don't know how it
women.
is in other towns, but in Long Island, for some reason or another, just because of what we witnessed through friends and neighbors, when the child goes from elementary school to middle school, it's almost a tradition now to buy them a cell phone.
Oh, wow.
I'm not following that tradition. My feeling is it's going to depend on the maturity of my child.
Fair enough.
If I think they're mature enough to have a cell phone, well, guess what? Anything you have that requires a password, I get the password.
Okay.
Okay, and you remember that commercial where it was like, I'm part of your 5?
Oh, God, yeah.
I'm going to be the other 4. So, and my kid will be getting apps, or I'll be getting apps on my
You can
phone.
track. There's a lot of tracking.
Oh, they'll be
you do
tracked.
anyway.
If I could chip my kid, I would.
Oh, yeah.
What's that? I seriously, because there's no. I'm sorry, that's not going to happen.
Right.
It's too much stupidity out there, and I don't need, especially with the texting and the driving. I almost killed some woman on the Southern State today in a Mercedes who was texting, and she almost sideswiped me, and I'm like, oh no, that's right, I forgot. You have a Mercedes, you own the road. She gave me the finger, and I kind of made a motion with my hand going down over my lap. Like, this is what you should be doing, lady. Yeah. She wasn't too thrilled with that.
Oh, I'm sure.
But I don't care.
All right.
Never going to see her again.
Fair enough.
So,
All right. Well, there's your tech corner of the month.
yeah, let's not do that again.
Okay.
No, it was fair. I'm being silly.
I think it's
Not,
kind
at
of
least
cool
you
to
didn't
bring
shush
in.
me.
No, I mean, I could have shushed you
Like,
and sudden interrupted because it's not like you're playing a video game or something like that.
you really?
Trying to
You're going to go there?
trying to enjoy your time online with your friends. Can you not put your foot on that?
Can't help it. It's like a natural ottoman. You're so gay. I mean, not gay. I mean, that's not good. Gay people are fine. All right, fine. I'll use the table instead. Is this okay? I can put my.
do.
Can I put my foot on your
I mean,
coaster?
you can. It's my grandfather's and he's dead.
It's your dead grandfather's table.
Yes.
Well, he'll respect it.
So this was
you
wild.
Okay. So a couple nights. It was a couple weeks ago. 2 weeks
It was
ago?
like a week ago. Yeah.
We were playing online. We were playing Friday the 13th, which I
Fantastic
highly
game.
recommend.
Fantastic.
It was me, Larry, and our friend Anthony, and we were playing.
Co-host of the Retro Gamers.
Yes, co-host of the Retro Gamers podcast. Check it out.
Yes.
And I
Part of
was
the More to the Same
downstairs in
Network.
my basement, and I didn't realize I was being a little loud. Apparently,
Which is weird because that basement you got 2 doors and a whole flight of stairs to get down
Yeah,
there.
but where I was sitting, it was directly. Now, usually when I'm out hanging out in the basement, my house is asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm kind of hands on. So my kids go to bed, and my wife and I'll chill out upstairs, and she goes to bed earlier. So
Mm-hmm.
when she goes to bed, I'll usually just saunter downstairs and just watch TV, hang out, do a puzzle, play video games or whatever.
the old
And
one-eyed Willie.
She was upstairs. Stop, that's disgusting. You're an animal. And
You should not be sitting in that seat.
oh man, really? Oh, you're just okay. I'm disgusted right now.
So you walk downstairs.
And I'm playing, and we're laughing, and we're carrying on.
We're having a good time.
And
actually, wait a minute. Honestly, you were barely online when this happened.
well, was I upgrading? I think I was doing.
You were
an
maybe
upgrade.
updating. Yeah, you were updating.
And
yeah.
and then I hear, what you heard. Hold on, you heard me go. Hold on a second. And I think I shut my mic because
You must have, because I didn't hear the rest of it.
Because then I came back and I was like, I just got shushed. And you two just started laughing. The 2 single guys just started laughing. They're like, what? I go, I just got shushed for being too loud. I was in the basement. I'm a floor away. So now I'm going to soundproof the floor. I'm going to soundproof the ceiling in the basement.
Nice.
Oh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get the eggshells. I'm going to put it right.
Have you ever been yelled at before during GTA? Because I'm sure you're screaming at people on Grand Theft Auto.
No, well, when I'm playing GTA, if I'm playing somebody like with one of my friends, because not many of you guys play that, but on the occasion, I think I was actually trying to chase
Wait till Call
Eric.
of Duty.
I was
Yeah.
trying to chase Eric around. He played it, and I saw him I saw that he was on, and he was on one side of the map, and I was on the other, and I was going to just go kill him.
Yeah.
And I so
In
I
the
was-
game.
in the game, I was on my way to him, and I then I try to time it where you could hide yourself on the map, and I was just going to go and just walk up to him and just pop him in the head.
Yeah.
And then he logged off. So I was like, damn it. I was like, I never got shushed. And I was like, I got shushed. She said, you're very loud. I'm like, are you kidding? Because she was literally right above me in the living room. And
So
I was,
you're not allowed to have fun.
yeah, well, she's the fun killer. I love my wife, but she I mean, I'm like, really? So then, I guess, then I had to be Jason and,
Yes.
I'm not coming to get you guys. I'm gonna be quiet now. Here I come.
scary.
Well, the only good thing about that game is you kind of have to be quiet. Or,
When you're Jason,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can't be really giving away your location. But yeah, that was advantage single guys.
Yeah,
So,
honestly, we didn't get shushed at all.
yeah, I got shushed. I'm like, you think I just got fucking shushed? I was like, I was pissed off, but but
Oh well.
But little excitement coming up for us.
Yes. I guess we can talk about it here.
Yeah.
Now, so the end of October, myself and Frank will be taking over a podcast called Victims and Villains.
That's right. You heard it here first. Breaking news.
Whoosh, breaking news.
I love Lamp. Yes,
So-
we are. Go ahead, Larry.
I'm sorry. What happened over at Victims and Villains, which is an excellent podcast. They're about all things pop culture, comic books, movies, things along those lines. And they have a wonderful message behind their shows, which is prevention of suicide. So I don't know why we're going on it, but I'm very good
Wait
friends.
a minute.
I'm actually the host of that show, Captain Nostalgia. Josh is very good friends of myself and Anthony. Our podcasts got together, and we've been doing a lot of crossover episodes. So me and Frank are going to be doing the Halloween episode.
Frank and I.
Myself and my co-host, Francis, is doing... Oh, okay. That's a button. Wow.
No, I don't give a
No?
shit.
Okay.
I was trying to give you the chicken stare from Family Guy.
Oh, yeah. No, that was a Brady Bunch. So we're going to be taking over an episode of Victims and Villains for Halloween. It's actually going to, drops the Halloween weekend. And we're going to be talking zombie movies.
Yes, zombies. I can't wait.
That is Frank's
This is a
goal.
lifelong dream.
Absolutely.
I actually had a conversation with a coworker today about the zombie apocalypse.
Really?
And he said, it's all fake. And I said, you know what? You don't have to talk to me ever again.
Wow.
Yeah, he's actually switching routes Monday. He's getting a new route. And he's like, that's like not real. I go, listen, you have no idea what you're talking about. And just for that, when it happens, you're not allowed in my house.
Well, we can give a little sneak peek. What's your one rule as far as zombie apocalypse if someone gets bit?
Don't hide the bite.
That doesn't matter who you are.
There's nothing worse than putting down a room full of zombies or infected, and you turn around and give your buddy a high five, and chomp, they bite on you because they've been wearing a long sleeve shirt for the last 2 weeks or last 2 days, and they hid the bite.
So it
And
must have been like the worst part for you in Shaun of the Dead when the mom hid the bite.
Yes. Yeah, I was like, I hate her. I hate her. No, I'm serious. I told my wife, I said, if it ever happens, if you hide, and she would. She totally would. She'd be like, crap, he's going to be mad. Like, no, I'm going to be more mad when you bite me. That's when I'm going to be more mad. So now I'm all upset. Now you got... No, I'm a quasi prepper, I guess you could say.
Quasi, good Lord, you are ready to go.
Well, let's just say I'm not going to say that my dining room table fits completely perfectly over my bay window. I'm not going to say I measured it. I did.
You didn't even do this prep for Sandy, let alone for.
I was
zombie
not
apocalypse.
prepared for Sandy, but Sandy made me more of a prepper. But Hurricane Sandy, that is.
I was talking about Sandy Duncan.
She's a bitch. But my front door is a solid steel door.
You bought your house with the intentions of a zombie apocalypse.
No. My wife loved our house.
Yeah.
I was like,
it's not.
I was like, this front window is really big. I was like, but I made sure we had a nice strong fence, to go around
Very
the back
good.
of the property
Very
because that's important. Last thing
Because
I need.
when it happens, I'm coming straight for you.
Last thing I need is zombie Kevin Neighbor coming over and kicking down the fence and trying to get in. But my only concern is the back room.
Mm-hmm.
It's all windows,
Yeah, it is.
so I'm prepared to lose the back room
Okay.
and block off the other door to it. So I'm willing to give that room back.
All right. And and if you wanna hear more about the craziness that's going through Frank's head when it
not
comes
craziness.
to zombie apocalypse.
Listen, you have 24 hours to get to my house. If you don't get there in time with supplies, you don't get in. It's that simple. And there is a process.
We'll learn about the process
You
when
need
the
to strip down on my front lawn.
I'm sorry. What?
I got to make sure you're not bit.
What? Where are you going to get bit besides open skin, which should be legs, arms, and head?
You better be coming in a tank top then, all right? I actually don't want you to strip down per se, but
Oh, thank you.
but I will be checking.
You don't want to see this
I don't want to see it dressed or undressed.
on your front lawn?
Yeesh.
Gas. Just that.
Gas, ammunition, or food, or medical supplies.
How about 400 digital movies?
Not going to do me any good. Might have some entertainment value.
So if you want to hear more about it, though, tune in to Victims and Villains. The end of October, when we get the exact date, we'll let you know as the weeks go on. But
Taking over the world, one
we
podcast
are.
at a time.
It's going to be good, and we thank Josh over there at Victims and Villains for giving us this opportunity to because he's got a really good following, so this should really help our numbers.
Again, their cause is support suicide
Stop.
prevention.
Yes.
Yeah, suicide prevention is a bad thing. I mean, that's a good thing. You know what I meant.
I know, because we got to get the jokes out now because we can't do these jokes on that show.
No, I'm not. I'm going to be very serious.
No, of course we are.
I'm going to be very serious talking about zombies.
Yes, that's what it's all about. So tune in. We'll let you know. And if you have any questions about zombies, the zombie apocalypse, what to do in a zombie apocalypse, please message Frank at the Facebook page or at Twitter because he would absolutely love to answer
Yes,
them.
also at Mess411 on the Twitter.
All right, now I'm at More365.
Very exciting news, by the way. I got retweeted by a celebrity today.
Did you?
Yes.
I got yelled at by a couple celebrities.
Well, I would yell at you too,
Yeah.
but I got a retweet.
Really?
I don't
Who?
get this whole impressions thing. Like, I
You
got
know-
like 6,000 impressions, but one like. Really?
Wait, what's an impression? That's new.
I don't know, but it was like 6,000 impressions.
Because I was watching something yesterday on SmackDown. They had a YouTuber was in the audience, and they called her a YouTube impressionist.
Schwid.
I don't get what that means.
I don't know, but it was Jay Moore. I was very excited.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
I was mistaken for Jay Moore one time because of my handle, More365. It's when when Anthony Cumia was broadcasting from the compound like years ago.
Fuck yeah.
And I would go on as More365, and he would actually.
That was fun 20 years ago.
Yeah, it was.
Thanks, Howard.
Robin.
Leave the impressions to me. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not good at impressions.
I know. I am. I'm all right.
All four of them.
Wait till I do my Christopher Walken.
Oh my god.
All right, go on.
That'll be next week. What was I talking about? Oh yeah.
More
so he saw the handle. It was him and whatever girlfriend he had at the time, and he's like, "Oh, Jay Moore's in here." And for like a few seconds, I'm like, "Should I roll with this?"
I would have totally rolled with it.
I'm like, "Eh."
Oh yeah, that's my new thing now with wrong numbers.
Oh yeah, you were telling me.
Yeah,
about
I kind of like. I was like, yeah, hold on, I'll get them. And then I just. Or phone solicitors I give to my son. Yeah, it's Santa. Yeah, no, it's I hate them. I'm not a people person. People.
No, neither am I actually. So
this is why I like talking through a microphone because I don't actually have to really talk to.
just
people.
have to interact with me.
Yeah, and that's hard enough to begin with. But
And with that, you know what? I'm shutting this one down.
episode 9 in the books.
See you later.